All right, guys,
Heel.
we're back, but I am behind the camera now. We have Astrid with Ajax, who you've already seen a couple of times. And in this video, we just want to highlight that it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, how old you are technically, although I'm not a fan of kids walking dogs, especially big dogs. And I understand some dogs might be trained, or some dogs are trained, but putting that responsibility on a little kid, their comprehension is not the same as ours. So I believe an adult should always be walking a dog, especially if it's a large breed dog like Ajax here, who's a Great Dane. But with the right tools, walking a dog should not be a problem. And now that we've kind of solidified Ajax's working number, we can go back to the sidewalk. We're at 60, right?
50.
50? 50?
Yeah.
Okay. We're at 50 currently with Ajax here. And he's not dragging Astrid, he's not pulling, he's not all over the place. We're gonna turn left here. He's not all over the place. He's walking at her side.
I'm gonna stop here.
There we go, a little pass ahead here. Good. Good. So with the right tools and the right methods, it should be pretty straightforward. When walking your dog, even if it's only been just a few days. This does progress pretty quickly. Within the day, you could be walking your dog in a nice structured heel position if you have the right tools, if you have the right settings on the collar, and if you've conditioned everything correctly.
Down.
Astrid's just putting a Ajax here into some of his commands. There you go. Nice little down.
Voila. We're gonna continue. Heel.
But with the right training tools and understanding of how to do it and knowing how to practice and implement everything, within the day, you can be walking your dog in a nice structured heel. Now, there's going to be exceptions, of course, if we have like a very severe reactivity case or anything like that. But for the most part, if you have a nice kind of well-balanced dog, stable dog, or a dog that has minor reactivity, you can get this done within the day. Because all it requires is a dog understanding the concept, which just takes a few minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes. And the rest is, well, is it important enough for them to do it? And we've simply established that by finding the working number, or what we dub to be the correct working number. So right now, Ajax's correct working number would be 50. Now, one thing to note that you guys may not know is that it is a warm or hot day today, and that can impact your number. So if your dog's number is typically 50, like Ajax here, and you're in the middle of a walk during a hot summer day, that number is most likely going to spike. And you could be as high as 75, 80. You could even be max power on the collar. A little correction there. Max power on the collar, because the heat is overriding the discomfort of the collar. So I've seen this happen where it could be completely maxed out, but the dog is perceiving the collar as if it's 50 at the normal working range. So Ajax here was just getting ahead of Astrid, so she went and did a correctional turn.
We'll do another one here.
We're gonna turn this way, Astrid?
Yeah.
There you go. And then a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Stop.
Get the auto sit, so there was a tap there to remind him, so we saw he may have forgotten. He's probably looking at something that's distracting him over there. No problem. Tap on the collar. We don't say the sit. We don't say heel. The tap itself just reinforces the position the dog's supposed to be in. Oh, go ahead. Ajax here, just a little neighborhood celebrity. Asher posing for the camera. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good one. Heel.
Oh, do you?
With dogs and people like that.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh.
So this would be
Nice little painting there. Take care. Enjoy your day.
Canine perspective.
Astrid giving a shout out. So yeah, everything's off the cuff here. This is not scripted, which is why you hear so many mistakes. But we want to show the training raw. That's the most important thing about these videos. Is I know they're not glamorous. I know there's not all these kind of fancy cutscenes and stuff like that, and that's not the intention. The intention is to show that these commands can be applied in the real world, explain everything. So like earlier, Astrid had to do a correctional turn with Ajax here because he got a little bit ahead of her. So corrections still apply,
Yep.
but they are becoming fewer and fewer in terms of how often they're happening. So that was one correctional turn on this walk so far. And if he stays locked in and we walk for another 30 minutes, for example, that's pretty good. But of course, our goal is always to hit 0 corrections on a walk, because that means the number that we're using is the actual correct working number. If you're walking your dog and you're still correcting 5 times on a walk, even 2 times on a walk, that's 2 times too many, is what I always say. You need to bump it up. You're very close because it's only 2 corrections. That's not too bad. But our goal is always to hit 0 corrections on the walk. So if we keep having to correct Ajax here 1 time on a walk, then that tells me that 50 is probably a little too low. We're gonna need to bump it. Okay, so last time I walked him, I believe I was at 55, 60, but he was doing way, way, way better. Again, fewer corrections. Other than like we did on the first day. On the first day when we took him out for his first training walk, it was a lot of turns. We saw that he had prey drive. That has gone down quite a bit. Let's do a stay here.
Stay.
So Astrid's just demonstrating a stay, nothing too fancy. The way we go about it is when we teach our stays, we like to do it for the heel position because the dog's already in auto sit to help the dog differentiate between walk with me and don't walk with me. Perfect. Let's try it down.
Down.
Nice, instant
No
down.
taps.
No taps. Very nice. Sit.
Sit.
Dip. Yep. Dip. Dip. And then lightly up. Tap. More of a pull. Tap, tap, tap. Pull, pull, pull. This is good. Pull, pull, pull. Bump your collar. This is good.
Okay, I'm at 65 now.
Tap, tap, tap. There he goes. Good. And you went to 65?
Yeah.
So I don't think actually we've really covered sits from downs, which for those of you watching this, sit from stand, sit from down, down from sit, down from stand are all different for dogs. So we just need to go over the sit from down because you can see he didn't really know what to do there. So then Astrid had to help him out with some leash pressure, but then of course also increasing the remote pressure to 65 to incentivize him to think maybe I should do something about it. Okay, heel.
Heel.
Good. And then after that, we would drop our number back down to the original 50 we were at, unless we had adjusted it prior. So sometimes when we increase our pressure, we'll go back down to the previous setting, because right there we only increased it because we were trying to incentivize them to break the down position and to go into the sit position. So we worked through that real time. So it's good that you guys saw that, and you saw quickly how Astrid went from 50 to 65 because she was seeing that he needed more pressure. So we don't take a whole lot of time. Once you develop what I call your eye, you're able to recognize whether or not you're too high or too low fairly quickly. And the quicker you can get to that number, the faster the dog's going to respond, and the faster the responses are going to be afterwards because they're thinking, well, I only got this kind of fraction of a second before collar goes up. So another little correctional turn.
I'm gonna keep it at 65.
You're gonna keep it at 65?
Yeah.
All right. Good. So, again, just demonstrating, doesn't matter how big or tall you are, how young or how old you are, with the right tools and the right methods, training is pretty straightforward. All right? So I'm Jesse with Canine Perspective. Thank you for watching.